We begin this research project by analyzing blockchain application in marketing. As is stated in the proposal, we met with our Professor Liao Ming, and he inspired us with blockchain application in advertising business and CRM. We then got down to desk research, according to our professor's instruction. In the first 2 weeks, including search in Gartner report, latest news in blockchain industry, white paper about blockchain project, like white paper for Bitcoin and for Ethereum, etc. We also got great help from our librarian Edward Lim, who warmly introduced the relating field to blockchain, like fintech, to us, and also prepared us of informative sources from databases or websites like BMI Research, FAITS, IBIS World, Gartner, etc. Besides his help, we were lucky to get advice in technology from 2 seniors in computer science, Samuel and Watcher. Samuel finished his senior capstone using blockchain to develop a distributed system for locker management. He added ideas from a different perspective. As he put it, blockchain is nothing more than a fancy, but also a very simple technology. The key to blockchain application is not just combining this technology with some problems about trust or intermediaries. One has to examine whether or not blockchain is the best solution for the problems we want to solve. Or when we just use, like other databases, not blockchain, to solve the problems. Okay, so another senior, Watcher Wang, helped to explain the actual coding part and the front end, like the computer science side, about blockchain in a plain language, so that we could get a comprehensive understanding about the technology and its features. In the research done by ourselves, we collected and synthesized a few industry reports to get main players, trend, and difficulty in blockchain industry. We also read a bibliography and like our own industry reports. And then we, together with our professor, worked out a list of companies that we were willing to meet and talk with. A detailed report about visiting firms and cases is as follows.
The first case is Microsoft's Project Asia. We interviewed a blockchain technician, Zhang Li, from Microsoft Shanghai. It is a cloud computing platform which helps engineers with quick distributed app development. Asia currently works with 4 blockchain systems: Hyperledger Fabric, Ethereum, Quorum, and Corda. It offers ARM deployment templates, which stands up a blockchain network on the network of your choice. Asia Blockchain Workbench, which is a blockchain network and scaffolding to enable quick deployment and distributed app development. Westlake, Blockchain Pass Offering, which is a fully managed distributed ledger service enabling quick deployment, management, and Asia integration. Cocoa Framework, which secures enclave technology and dramatically increases speed of consensus while maintaining trust. Enterprise Smart Contracts, which allows the development of smart contract in the language of your choice, securely integrated with the blockchain. The project, after our examination, has certain pros and cons. The pros involves it empowers other organizations to achieve something. It improves some efficiency and reduces cost. Also, it is convenient for engineers to use. The main problem with Azure is that it is still a centralized platform controlled by Microsoft. This is a common problem with many big companies involved IBM, Jingdong, Huawei, which provide other enterprises with similar cloud platforms. Centralization leads to poor safety. Once the central node or platform is down, so are the child nodes. Personal data could be manipulated by Microsoft instead of people themselves. So as Zhang mentioned, the government won't be willing to give data to Asia. Asia needs customer engagement to a great extent as well because it mainly faces enterprise users abroad instead of domestic ones or personal ones. How to generate scale and deep trust as a blockchain was initially designed for may be a great concern. The second case is HeroNode, a startup blockchain enterprise with great potential. We interviewed the president of HeroNode, Mr. Guoping Liu, in Shanghai. HeroNode provides cross-chain services for engineers to facilitate distributed app development. According to Mr. Liu, their target is to transform existing mobile apps to distributed apps. HeroNode allows engineers to choose among various public chain or chains based on their needs. For example, if you need high TPS, you may choose EOS. If you need high level of safety, decentralization, and value, you may choose Ethereum. The business model of the company is quite unique. They aims at building many full nodes. Full nodes are very important in a blockchain because they are the places to realize synchronization on the whole chain, and they may be the best places to run the apps. However, blockchain's algorithm determines that it will only reward consensus nodes, in other words, mining, instead of full nodes. HeroNode will reward engineers who run the apps on the full nodes with their own tokens. Engineers lock certain amount of tokens, which generates demands, and in turn generates price. With such reward mechanism, people are willing to run full nodes. Miners and engineers are motivated. Users will come to use the D apps. With certain scale, users will have better experience, and the reward system goes on and on by itself. The D apps will be packed in a hash address. When users need to open it, just click. We think that the project has more merits than problems. It conforms to the initial intention of blockchain. It is decentralized, no one has the power to control the data in this system, there is no central node, even the networking protocol is distributed, called IPFS, a decentralized version of HTTP, which people are using now. Because of tokenomics, it can maintain itself without much monitoring. All data are cryptographic and are stored on all nodes over the chain. It can generate a community rather than several enterprises working on their own. Also, HeroNode creates the possibility of user experiences. Technicians understand that the D apps we are talking about now are actually blockchain apps, B apps. In other words, they are just smart contracts, some programming scripts. However, the idea of app in users' mind is something functional, like WeChat, Alipay, etc. HeroNode helps to build D apps for public use, which may eliminate the wide gap between the understanding of app among different parties. Also, the D apps will not be put off shelves because of the immutability of blockchain. Everything happened would be preserved and traceable. The main problem with HeroNode may be the tokens. It may be hard for the project to land because ICO is strictly forbidden in both China and US. However, we think that a blockchain project without tokens is emasculated and may be inefficient. To what extent could we truly embrace the technology is still managed by policymakers. We've also interviewed Starwing Capital, an investment company with focus on blockchain projects to get some perspectives from investors' side. Researcher Zhang Ye and investment manager Zhang gave us the reception and shared their thoughts with us. In terms of determining whether a blockchain project is worth investing, the quality of the team comes first. Starwing Capital has 2 technicians that are specialized in blockchain technology will examine the technical competence of the team. For projects that especially requires high level of skills, like public chains and decentralized exchange platform, experienced technicians will be the requisite in the team. Besides technology, How well do the team members cooperate with each other? How long has the team been together and have they achieved something? How well did the leader perform in his or her former entrepreneurial experiences? These are all important questions to ask when you try to find out whether the team is trustworthy and promising. The second aspect to examine will be the project's ability to do community governance. In other words, how many fans are engaging in the system? How well does the team communicate with its fans? The third thing is the project's ICO abroad. This part is about the amount financed, finance scale, and regulatory regime. The last thing is business model. You may ask, business model usually is the most important thing in the entrepreneurship, but why it is the last thing to look at in blockchain projects? Mr. Zhang mentions that currently most projects do not have much progress. Many of them are still at the stage of a white paper or a demo, so the credibility and quality of the team and their progress so far weighs much more than the vision. Public chain, that is, the chains with tokens that can be used by everyone, and consortium chains, that is, the chains without tokens that can only be used within certain enterprises, which is more remunerative. Mr. Ye indicates that public ones are operating systems like Android and iOS, which have strong outflow effect that can bring much more profit through scale than consortium ones. Also, public ones have tokens that generate prices in secondary market. Consortium chains are more like softwares, which have made more progress than the public ones so far and are less risky. Investing in public chain is a project with high risk and high yield, but in terms of reducing costs and promoting efficiency within enterprises, consortium chain still has its values. Mr. Ye thinks that projects that combines blockchain and AI is not realistic at this stage because both technologies are immature. We don't see rigid demand in this field.
In mid-July, we also had a meeting with a blockchain architectural, Mr. Wu in Tencent, who is in charge of Tencent Cloud. He saw blockchain from a perspective more finance than technology. That is to say, he advised us to focus more on the logic and structure behind blockchain instead of the technology itself. For example, he is now cooperating with Chinese Central Bank on the project of issuing digital currency. He thought blockchain helps to build and renovate the whole structure of the economy, therefore have profound impact on the economy. He expected us as finance major students to care more about the influence under the technology, not just to mirror the technology. He also introduced specific cases in finance like insurance. Tencent helped the Beijing Aixin Renshou Company, together with Shijingshan government, with blockchain built in healthcare in order to realize smart insurance, which means that people could easily get compensation according to smart contract written in the blockchain. And this method has its advantage in terms of getting rid of collecting loads of materials for proof need for the customer, and is also more secure for the insurance company themselves. However, we also find that it is difficult for the insurance company to persuade the hospitals to cooperate into this project, because it is difficult for the hospital to find motives for them to participate into this. So Mr. Wu also gives another case about asset-backed securitization using blockchain, and this is similar to the function of futures and forward contract. Besides all the above, we also have some planned trip to Ant Finance and Qilian Technology. And what's next? We will also keep in touch with the firms above and continue our research project in New York when we set away with Professor David Yermak. And the case and the problems we want to dig deeper and that we were interested in is about Maotai blockchain e-commerce using blockchain, and how to move the data onto the blockchain, and also finance field, like supply chain finance, insurance, financial derivatives, etc. So if you are interested in our research project, you can contact us. Thank you.